During her vice presidential run, Governor Sarah Palin didn't field a lot of questions from the media, but now she's got a lot to say in a new documentary about the campaign. NBC's Norah O'Donnell has details on that. Hi, Norah. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Matt. You can call it Sarah Palin Unplugged. She talks about Caroline Kennedy, Tina Fey, and Katie Couric. And when it comes to the coverage of her 18-year-old daughter, Bristol, who just had a baby, she says, the mama grizzly rises up in me.
Is it political? Is it sexism?
This is Sarah Palin like you've never heard her before.
What is the double standard here?
For the first time, she talks about Caroline Kennedy, saying she expects Kennedy to be treated with kid gloves by the media.
I think that as we watch that, we will perhaps be able to prove that there is a class issue here also that was such a factor in the scrutiny of my candidacy versus, say, the scrutiny of what her candidacy may be.
Palin, a new grandmother, says she's frustrated about the coverage of her family.
This report that Bristol and Levi, they're high school dropouts, and they're going to just look for government handouts to raise their child and stuff. Nothing could be further from the truth.
I believe marriage is meant to be a sacred institution between two unwilling teenagers.
How does that make you feel?
The mama grizzly rises up in me, hearing things like that. You know, here again, cool, fine, come attack me. But when you make a suggestion like that certainly attacks a kid, that kills me.
Palin says she was exploited by Fey and Katie Couric, and the famous interview when Palin could not or would not name the newspapers she reads.
I was curious, what newspapers and magazines did you regularly read before you were tapped?
All of them, any of them that have been in front of me over all these years.
In the days after the election, Palin sat down with Matt.
But you didn't think the interview was unfair. I mean, the questions were fairly straightforward, weren't they?
Yeah, but, questions about, what do you read up there in Alaska? To me, that was a little bit annoying because I'm like, what do you mean, what do I read in Alaska? I read the same things that you guys read in New York and there in L.A. and in Washington State. What do you mean, what do I read up there?
But in this latest interview, Palin goes even further, bristling at Couric's post-election defense of the newspaper question.
Even in the post-election interviews, Dave, that she's done, nobody's really asked her, why didn't you answer that question?
Because, Katie, you're not the center of everybody's universe. Maybe that's why they didn't think to ask that question amidst so many other things to be asked.
The candid and biting interview is part of a documentary by John Ziegler called Media Malpractice, How Obama Got Elected and How Palin Was Smeared.
It is very clear that Sarah Palin believes, and I think rightly so, that she has been treated unfairly.
And Matt, Governor Palin's spokesman says they're surprised to see these excerpts were released before this documentary premieres in February. As for Governor Palin, she has put out a statement saying she's dismayed by this latest media eruption, adding that she believes Caroline Kennedy is qualified and experienced and would serve New York well as senator. Matt?
Nora, it's just the only thing you want to say is that every time she says something in the media, it gets attention. I mean, she makes waves no matter what she seems to say. It's an incredible thing.
It is, and this is just about 10 minutes that's on YouTube, this clip, and apparently there's another 50 minutes of it that's part of this documentary, so there's apparently a lot more there that we're going to see.
Stay tuned. Norah O'Donnell, thank you very much.